Hello everyone, and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. The duration is the 10th through to the 16th. Let's have a look and see what the angels have in store for you this week. First card I have is Archangel Ragu, and it's conflict resolution. Let's see if we can get an influence to go with that. Oh, even the card come. The card we have is the Dark Night of the Soul. Not always the nicest of cards, that, and it can be a little bit scary when it comes out in a reading, but all it is really is showing that you've passed through, or you're passing through, a time where you may feel a little bit down, where things don't feel as great as they should. With the conflict resolution card, it could be because of how people are making you feel. It could be to do with relationships going on around you. That can be with friends, it can be with family, it can be with lovers. So it can be the beginning of the week, kind of just sees choppy waters, grey skies a little bit, okay? But remember, wherever there's dark, there has to be light, okay? And sometimes, before we can start going up again, we have to go down, or the door has to close. Whatever way you look at it, there is always an opposite to everything. And if a card or if a situation around you is negative, then the opposite to that is going to be positivity, and that is what is going to follow. And the more positive an outlook you can have, the more you can attract that to you quicker. Okay, so let's have a look. We will make more sense when we have more cards here as well. Now, I was talking about the dark and the light. You have both of them on this card. So, Archangel Raziel, and it's Divine Mystery card. Now, when this card comes up, it's about reading all the little signs. It's about understanding the signs as they're brought to you, understanding the information as it's brought to you by the angels, listening to your own intuition to help you to rise out of that darkness, out of that gloom, and into the light. And there's also a dove on there. So for some of you, the conflict resolution may be relationships, as in partners, spouses, lovers, and just kind of resolving that. Okay. And we have the card of the shadow self. With the shadow, when the shadow self comes up, it's about actually stepping out of the shadows. It's about actually standing up, being counted. Not being invisible, not being blinded by somebody else's light. Okay, and quite often when we have relationship problems going on, that's exactly what happens. We find ourselves kind of taking second place to a situation around, allowing somebody to take our power and to push us into the shadows. So really, midweek could be a time of actually really sort of stepping into your intuition, realising what's going on, and stepping out of that dark place into the light for you, stepping out of the shadows and into the light. Okay, so they are making sense. Now let's have a look and go towards the end of the week. Cards feel funny today, they feel heavy. Heavy cards, I don't want your sticky cards to say they feel heavy. Okay, we have Archangel Michael, and it's the clearing card. So this shows that, there's almost like a light coming from him. Archangel Michael is the protector of the angels, and if you are going for a little bit of a bad week this week, by the time we get to the weekend, if I was a weather forecaster, I'd be saying, and there's bright skies appearing, the sunshine is coming through the clouds. Okay, so that's a lovely card of clearing that comes in at the end. So if you're a little bit down in the doldrums at the moment, it's going to shift. And I have the card of sexuality. Oh, they always like to give me a risky one, don't they? Okay, the card of sexuality, once again, if you are in this situation where you're in a relationship where there's a few issues going on, you may start off the week with the dark clouds, going through your dark night of the soul. As we go to the midweek, you'll start to listen to your intuition. Now, another way of looking at this is not just the light, but it's also the orange, which links in with the sacral chakra, which is where passion, sexuality, it's that is the area for it. Okay, so that kind of makes perfect sense with that last card. Stepping out of the shadows. Don't be invisible, don't hide in the shadows, step forward, say what's on your mind, speak your mind, be true to yourself. The more you can be your authentic self in a relationship, the more that relationship will actually go on and become something special. from experience, the relationships I see break down day after day are the ones where the truth hasn't been spoken, where feelings have been held back, where people are afraid to be their true selves, because at some point you will come out. You can't keep hiding behind a mask, and then when the real you comes out, if it's not what the other person signed up for, that's where the problem. So if you can go into a relationship without a mask and being your authentic self, then you know you start with solid foundations. As we go to the end of the week, it's clearing. Now remember, you know, this doesn't only have to be about lovers. It can be, you know, if you're having problems with siblings, if you're having problems with work colleagues, you know, so, you know, that clearing, that kind of sense of knowing what you want, sense of knowing that things are going to get better, you know, it's for all of you. And Archangel Michael is a protective angel who protects us from lower energies, okay, so lots of clearing of the negativity, of the toxins, and kind of moving into a space of love and peace and harmony. But also, as I'm looking at that, you know, I'm really being drawn to the pink now, and that's unconditional, and being unconditional about yourself, unconditional love for yourself, you know, just feeling at peace again. Okay, and the sexuality card, yes, it's about sexuality, yes, it's about connecting with, you know, one person connecting with another person and souls combining and everything else, but it's also sexuality. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, about being your authentic self. I keep going back to the authentic self because of the shadow card, and, you know, quite often when a shadow card comes up, it's an indication that somebody's not being themselves. Somebody's trying to be invisible, trying to kind of hide in the crowd kind of thing. Okay, so, you know, sexuality, this card, if you look at this angel, she looks so at peace with herself, she's so confident, you know, she loves who she is, you know, and that's important. We should all have that feeling, and when we do kind of embrace that feeling, then we attract others in who also embrace that about us. So, you know, sexuality is almost the same as being confident, it's the same as being comfortable in your skin, and that's really what this reading is about this week, okay? It's about resolving the conflict at the beginning of the week, facing, okay, you're in a dark time, but it's gonna shift. Midweek, it's about deciding that you're going to come out of that place, that you're going to step into your personal power, that you're going to take on your own identity, that you're not going to lurk in the shadows. End of the week is Archangel Michael coming in with that protection that helps you to have the courage to step outside your comfort zone and reach for what you want or who you want. You know, if that's the case. And the last card is the sexuality, which is the confidence to be yourself, to be your authentic self, to be comfortable in who you are. And for some of you, it will be a relationship going into a more sexual phase, a more intimate phase, and just feeling fulfilled and satisfied with life in general. Okay, I think I've got to the end of that. Had a lovely, lovely week on Mystic Moonstone. I think there's been lots of interaction, and the energy's really starting to grow again, and it feels lovely. Watch out, because I'm planning on a lot more interaction this week. Okay, love and light to you all. You know, if you share anything on our page, you get put in for the end of month draw, which will be announced at the end of the month. Okay, so keep sharing. Doesn't matter what it is, just share. Okay, and your name goes in the bag. Love and light to you all. Bye.